All right, guys, we're back with the Honda generator project. I know you can't wait. So what I've done here, I've got in a couple of parts like we talked about. Look at this right here, all brand new Honda. I mean, it's amazing. 6mm, you can't tell what those are yet, but those are the fiber washers. Had to get 2 of those, like $1 a piece. There's more in shipping to get this stuff. And check this out, I found a genuine, took a while, it actually took a while to find this. But jacksmallengines.com has most of this type of stuff. And this is a genuine Honda air filter. It looks like, it appears that it's pre-oiled and everything, so I don't have to do anything other than put that in the housing here. That'll be nice. Well, it should be a lot better than this guy. Look at that. Remember we talked about that? It's just, it's just falling apart. That's just not good to get sucked into the engine. So those are the main parts, and then I also picked up, I couldn't find any fuel line, you know, like this rigid stuff. This is borderline right here. It's got some cracking in it. So I was like, well, I'll just find some fuel line. Track down some clear fuel line. It looks like this size is the closest we have to that, and it's a softer line. So I'll be able to make that 90-degree, what is it, 90-degree bend. Looks like I should be able to easily, one of these days I'm going to get a camera that actually focuses on something. Okay, so we'll be able to get a 90-degree bend out of that without kinking it too bad. I'll just make it a little bigger. So that should cover that little problem, and yeah, I think that's about it. That should get it running, as long as, my main concern is that it doesn't leak fuel when it's just sitting there. I don't want it to drip, you know, slowly drip fuel. That's kind of a hazard. But I also spent a lot of time, or some more time, just kind of cleaning this thing down too, and just making sure there's no oil, just so I can see where the leaks are. I suspect that there's a leak coming out of this little filler cap, so I may need to put a new O-ring on that. But other than that, it looks pretty darn good, and actually it cleaned up really nice. It just had kind of some dirt on it and some grime. But I got a little bit more of this cleaner, so I'll bring it outside and just kind of get a brush and kind of just wipe this thing down a little bit more, make it look presentable, and then we will get to assembling it. So that'll be fun. And I think what I'm going to do is just put it all back together, or get the tank on top and get it almost together, leave the ends off so I can see what's going on, and then yeah, just run it for I gotta change the oil too. I should change the oil, make it all clean, and we'll do that too. So we have fresh oil in there, fresh gas, fuel lines, everything, and just see if this thing runs reliable. Maybe run it for a half hour or so and just let it go and just watch it, see if anything bad happens. And yeah, then hopefully it all works good, and we can put it in service. Get my good screwdriver here, my favorite Mac screwdriver. So we're gonna do this one at a time. I'm gonna pull this one screw out of here, because I already have, there's O-rings, there's like 3 O-rings under this, and I don't want to disturb them. I already put new ones in, and they seem to be working fine. Yeah, you can see around this, yeah, you can just see that there's fuel around that O-ring, or around this fiber washer. It's going to be hard to focus on this. You see that fiber washer? So we're going to replace that right now, and this is obviously really crispy. So people say that these are the ones to get. I was reading on these old motorcycle sites, they have the exact, I think this is a motorcycle, probably a Honda 50 Petcock or something that they've used in other pieces of equipment, and people say that they leak if you don't use the right stuff. I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, it looks the same. I don't know what would make that leak and what wouldn't. Maybe it just puts an indentation in it or something. I don't know. Well, we'll try it. If it doesn't, I'll just load it full of RTV or something. I don't know. And get it nice and tight. That probably nice and tight. Somebody was obviously in here at one point and probably tried to tighten it up. I flipped him over. That worked much better, actually. It worked a lot better. But it's still, over time, just kind of sweated fuel. So I'm going to see if I can get this to work, and I'm going to... There's a new one. Let's put another one in and see what happens, and then I'm just going to put this over on its... Oh yeah, it's leaking right there too. You can still see that, just fuel coming out. Hi, darling.
Hi, is it breakfast over?
Yeah. It's hot in here. Ellie, is it freezing?
It smells.
All right, here we go. We're going to tighten that up real tight. Oh, real tight. Okay. Now, let's just quick check for 10-15 minutes and see. There's a little fuel in the bottom of it. We're going to see if it leaks. Just kind of support that up there. We'll know. All right, let's give it some time. All right, we're going to put this on. Don't know if this is going to actually work. Get it.
Phew. Yeah. I trod hard.
Okay, that's good.
Better to trouble heart. More bugs. You think?
Okay.
There. Perfect.
It's just still kind of leaking, so I'm just going to tighten them up as tight as I can get. Hopefully that works, but it doesn't seem like wanting to do anything. There we go. That's pretty tight now. I don't know if that's going to seal up. We'll have to see. All right, we're going to make a quick fuel line for this vent system. Should be plenty.
Now I'm okay.
Not too bad. Kind of redo them a little bit. Oh, almost lost that one. That'll be fun. Fun to lose. We can put that on the new. Put that on the new fuel line. That should hold it tight. They still use these clips on their generators and small engines. All right, so we'll have to put that on the vent down here. It goes on the bottom one. Actually, let's put that in the in the chassis here first. Get that set. There we go. So there's our new fuel lines. It's gonna have to make a turn. Let's see if you can see that. Yep, there's our vent and our new fuel line, which is gonna have to make a 90-degree turn over there. I think that should be fine though. That should be good. It'll turn. I made it a little longer so I can swing it. Do you like spending time with Dada?
Yeah, always when it's Saturday. I love to spend time with you to play.
I like spending time with you.
I love spending time with you too. Oh. Would you guys love to spend time in your house?
Hmm.
I made off the butter. This is Mama's gray car.
It is.
Oh, and this is we are here today at Saturday. So I made hearts all over for you and Mama.
Wow, those are nice.
Me.
Those are nice.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ellie.
nice hearts. Hearts, I mean.
New air filter in there. That's nice. Clean that out. See if that actually fits. Yeah, it sort of fits. Kind of fits. I don't know. It's oily. Looks a little bigger than the other one. I don't know. It's probably gonna be fine. We'll do it. It should be good enough to get pushed in there.
I made a lot of hearts.
Good job.
I made a lot of loving hearts. For
Loving heart. Let's just take a look real quick. Still sweating a little fuel. Well, those fuel lines look like they're going to work good. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to be too kinked or what. That's too kinked. It's not going to work. So we're going to have to shorten that. I knew that was a little, I made it a little long. So let's shorten that up a little bit. It's okay.
the old house, they were all new.
Yeah.
They're all old now. We bought them.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't think that's going to work. Yeah. I don't know. Let's just see. See if it gets enough fuel into the tank. It's just pinched. Yeah, it's not gonna fly. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, I can't get it to turn that corner without kinking. Alright. Put the old fuel line back on. That's kind of a bummer. But it's just my only option because this thing won't make the turn. Kind of wondered if that would happen. I may have to try to find some other fuel line situation here. Okay, we are going to bolt the ends on here so we can support this tank that's flopping around here. And then we can test it. I'm going to run it for a while. Fill it up with fuel. And see if what we did worked.
You could have the baby.
Let's pop this thing together.
I don't want the baby. I want to do it then.
We are. Everything's
You can do whatever you want.
tight. Okay, so what I've noticed is it looks like it's not really leaking down here where I was concerned. I ran it for about 10-15 minutes and it looks good so far. I put more gas in it. Alright, so my main concern was that it wasn't leaking down here, and it doesn't look like it's really leaking around these screws anymore. I just tighten them up really tight, and that's pretty good. The one thing I'm having problems with now that I've put a new air filter in here, right there, is that it's running maybe a little lean. Is that right? No, running rich, I think. Running rich. It's backfiring a little bit, and when I take the air filter out, it smooths right out. So somebody probably tuned it for a bad air filter. So I have to kind of make some adjustments on it. I think I need to get the RPMs up a little higher to get the 60 hertz. Because on these, what you got to do, it's going to be really hard to show on camera, but there's a little gauge here, and these little things vibrate, and you can see that you're supposed to be kind of in between 50 and 60 here. You want that blue one moving. Well, it's down to 50 here, so it's a little slow. And I was able to kind of bring the RPM up a little bit and make some tune it a little bit, and then it should get that one to work. But that's what you have the throttle control for. So I'm going to kind of tune this thing, and we're going to see, but it does backfire a little bit. So we're going to fire this thing up. It is running good. It starts right up, but it has some issues still. So I'm probably going to have to tune it for the correct air filter. Now that we got some pressure on the front, some blocking some of the air, and it does slow the RPM down a bit. So I'm going to see if I can kind of bring that up and at least get this thing within spec. And so we'll try it, but it seems to run pretty good. You can hear it. Let's zoom out here a little bit. So you can hear it start up here. All you do is you turn this on, and it seems to be choke. Might have to do a choke.